morning, everybody. This is Wayne Cymbaluk from the Stearns Conservation District with your conservation report. Minnesota DNR is providing a volunteer opportunity to assist with buckthorn removal at the Avon Hills Forest Scientific and Natural Area on October 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The task for the day will be pulling young buckthorn before it gets too large to be removed by hand. The SNA is characterized by rolling topography, which supports extensive hardwood forests dominated by oak trees. Tools, instructions, and good camaraderie will be provided. Bring water, snacks, and dress for working in the weather. Appropriate footwear and gloves are recommended. There are no maintained trails, public restrooms, nor access to drinking water on this site. Prior to the event, please watch the Buckthorn Blaster training video and take the Buckthorn Blaster volunteer quiz. This will allow you to use the Buckthorn blasters to treat the cut stumps. If you're not familiar with what a Buckthorn blaster is, just imagine like a bingo dauber. Instead of the ink in there, you'd have some type of chemical in which you try to treat the stumps. So please email sna.dnr@state.mn.us once you've completed the training and to register for the day. Registration in advance is required. For more information, contact Stephanie Hummel. She is the statewide SNA Volunteer Outreach Specialist, and she can be reached at 651-627-1379 or by email at stephanie.hummel@state.mn.us. At the end of August, our office partnered with the Minnesota Well Owners Organization, the Minnesota Groundwater Association, Minnesota Rural Water Association, Department of Health, Stearns, Todd, and Polk counties, the Sauk River Watershed District, trout companies, and the DNR in holding a private well screening event at the Stearns County Fairgrounds in Sauk Center. The event was a huge success, and I want to thank all those folks that participated in the event. At the event, we screened for nitrates and chlorides. Our consultants then visited with each private well owner to discuss their results. This gave the private well owner an opportunity to ask questions about the quality of their water and water treatment systems. It also helped them determine if there should be any additional testing done at a certified water testing lab. Everyone who had provided an email address received a copy of their results with some associated literature to go with it. We were able to help over 150 private well owners check the water quality or the quality of their drinking water. There were 5 samples, or 3% of them, that were over 10 parts per million for nitrates, in which anything over 10 parts per million is considered unsafe by the Department of Health. We had 15 samples, or 9% of them, that were between 3 and 10, which indicates there's some type of land use or human influence impacting their well water. And 144 samples were less than 3 parts per million, which is where you wanted your sample to be. Water softener salt, road salt, and salts associated with fertilizers are the main chloride sources. We had 55 samples that tested a little bit high, which was greater than 25 parts per million, and 109 samples, or 66% of the samples, had less than that 25 parts per million. We focused on these 2 tests because nitrates and chlorides are indicators of human impact on our groundwater resources. Testing your well is the only way to know if well water is safe to drink. The contaminants in drinking water cannot be seen, smelled, or tasted, so the only way you know is you have to get your water tested. There are a few things that could be tested for in your drinking water, but here's a few of the main ones. Your well water should be tested for bacteria on an annual basis, or if you notice a sudden change in the taste, color, or smell of your water. Total coliform bacteria, if present, is a good indicator that potentially other harmful bacteria and pathogens may be present in your drinking water. Pathogens may pose a special health risk for infants, young children, and people with severely compromised immune systems. Coliform bacteria are naturally present in the environment, but fecal coliform and E. coli only come from human and animal fecal wastes, such as from septic systems and or feedlots. Every private well should be tested for arsenic at least once during the life of the well. If arsenic was detected in the first sample for a newly constructed well, you may want to retest your well about 6 months after construction. In 2008, a law was passed that every newly constructed well in Minnesota is required to be tested for this. Arsenic occurs naturally in the soil and rock and can dissolve into groundwater. Arsenic can be found in groundwater throughout Minnesota, but is more likely in some aquifers than others. There are private wells scattered around Stearns County that have arsenic issues. At the event, over 100 private well owners took advantage of the reduced cost for arsenic tests. Drinking water containing low levels of arsenic over a long period of time is associated with diabetes and an increased risk of cancers of the bladder, lungs, liver, and other organs. Every well should be tested 2 to 3 years for nitrate if the level is below 7 parts per million, or annually if the level is 7 parts per million or greater. Also test when either 1, a woman who may become pregnant uses the well, or 2, if an infant under the age of 1 is in the household. Often wells within a quarter mile of fertilized fields or animal feedlots can be vulnerable to nitrate contamination. In reality, most of the groundwater in Stearns County is safe to drink, but there are situations where there is some contamination, and the only way you know, again, is to have your water tested on a regular basis. The arsenic, bacteria, nitrate tests combined should cost less than $100. For more information on today or any of the other topics, please check out our website at www.stearnsscd.org or call us at 320-251-7800 extension 3. Also, please like us on Facebook. This has been Wayne Cymbaluk with your Conservation Report.